Hello again. It is Monday, our favorite day of the week, because that means we get another fantastic episode of the Lake Norman Woman podcast. I'm here again with my co-host, Katie Stankiewicz.
Hello.
Katie, thanks for being back with us today.
Yes.
And we have a great guest. Dr. Scott McLaren is here with us as well. We'll get to know him a little bit better in the next segment. But Katie, how's it going? Fall on the farm.
It is fall. It is cool and crisp. The horses are sassy. And we're having a great time.
Yes, sassy horses.
This is my favorite time of the year. Like, I
is it
love
the weather that makes them a little
that crisp. You know how the energy we have when like you're like so drained from the heat, and then we get that first little crisp of like fall air. They just get sassy and feeling good. Like, oh, let's chillax and have some fun.
Now, we talk a lot about the activities, the groups and things, but let's just talk about the regular work you do with Willow Equine, right?
Yeah.
What you do day to day, because I feel like we get in the weeds sometimes about all the additional things you have.
We do.
But just tell people if they don't know Willow Equine, which I feel like, guys, we talk about it a lot on here, but just say, like, this is your first time coming to the podcast and they've not heard of it before. What do you guys do for people out there?
We provide a safe space for healing, and it looks different for everybody. And I think that's actually an interesting question, because I was thinking about that the other day. Is we offer so many different things. We offer the counseling, which is probably what we're most known for. We have that shamanic and ancestral healing element. Then we also have team building and leadership development. So there's so many different ways we get to incorporate nature and horses for everyone to grow. And so it's neat for me to be able to kind of wear my different hats. Like, okay, are we going into the counseling realm? Do I get to put my coaching hat back on and do the leadership development and the team building? And it all looks so different, but it's so much fun, and it plays out true to form when you're out with the horses.
Yeah. And do you have any, we've told some of the stories here, but somebody who maybe was a little timid or shy, because today we're talking about pediatric dentistry, which, spoiler, guys, I have the hugest dental anxiety. I've worked so hard to get around it. But somebody who maybe be intimidated with counseling, right? Like, that's not my thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sit down, especially the work we do with veterans and first responders, police officers. I'm not just going to sit on the couch and talk to somebody about it.
That's how it started. That was me. I was that traumatized little kid, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to go talk to a stranger on the cliche couch, which I say very respectfully, but the cliche couch, and have a stranger tell me how to fix my problems. That wasn't me. I ran to my horses. Unbeknownst to me what was going on, but I knew if I went mad, if I went sad, when I left, I felt better. Well, then you fast forward 20 odd years, and we found this model that allows you to simply be present. So it kind of takes that intimidation factor out of like, I don't have to sit here and tell you all my problems. I can just stand and be present and breathe for a second. And then knowing within that breath, things are going to unfold and you're going to open up the more comfortable you feel. And we have some clients that they will tell us every detail down to the color of their underwear in a story. And then we have other clients that they don't tell us anything. But we trust the process, and we trust our horses, and we trust our clients to know that the healing is going to happen and it's going to unfold how they need it to. But I was the same way. I wasn't going to go talk in an office. That wasn't me.
And the work you do, and we say it very affectionately, but the Willow Equine is your civilian program, right?
It is, yes. It is what we started in 2012.
That's the origin.
That was the original. Yes. We started that. It's a for-profit company. And I never, if you had told me in 2012 that this is where we'd be, I probably would have laughed at you. Like, I didn't envision this at all, which is fun when that's what happens with your business. And we've been able to grow. And it was in 2017 that we started working with veterans. And I said, that's fine. Like, this is great. We're not going to do a nonprofit. We're not like, we will just donate our services. It'll be part of, but we'll all be under the Willow umbrella. Then it became very apparent it was so much bigger than us that it needed to be its own nonprofit. It needed to be able to stand on its own 2 feet or 4 feet and be able to, for us to get those donations in to make the services possible. And so that's when we started 2020, right before COVID hit.
Wow.
We had a guest on the couch that said the same thing. They filed their paperwork. It was February of 2020 for the nonprofit status. And so we haven't looked back.
And that too, I think is so special because the way that it came about, right? You were just filling a need, right? Mm-hmm. You were just saying like, this is something that is definitely needed in our community. And that's the soul to soul connection, right? That's where that came around. What have you noticed? Like, how has the business changed? Because you started in 2012, right?
We started Willow in 2012. Yeah. And it was just, I approached my bonder and I said, hey, I'm certified in this. It's a really amazing model. I don't know where it's going to take me because I had a whole different business plan laid out that this is where I'm going and this will be a side thing that I enjoy. And my Pommy was like, yeah, go ahead. And then now we're 5 days a week. We've got 5 or 6 different therapists that are out at the farm. I mean, we've blossomed in so many ways that I never envisioned it. But I also, as we were talking to other people in the business, there's so many challenges that come to doing the equine assisted therapy work and learning work that most people were like, you have to have other things. You have to board, you have to do lessons. There has to be more income coming in because you can't just stand on your own doing therapy. And we've proved them wrong. We've really proved them wrong.
That's gotta feel good too. Not that we're out looking to prove people wrong, but the fact that you can say, yes, this is something that was needed for our community. Do you have people that are, because I would imagine it would be people that would mostly be resistant to therapy, but do you have people who are just horse people, they love horses, they ride horses, that come out to the farm as well? Is that a part of it?
Some. Yeah. Honestly, it's very rare. We've probably had a handful of clients that are actually horse people that have come out to the farm for therapy. And honestly, they can be the most challenging sometimes because they are so in their head of the training that we've had as horse people. This is, we joke with you knowing the bridle or the bit or different parts.
I learned what tack was, guys. I think I learned that.
Yes, you did.
Tack is now.
But they're so in their head about doing it right or needing to impress me where I'm like, I don't care. This is not about horsemanship. This is about your story. Allow yourself to lay that expectation down. So sometimes horse people can be the most challenging when it comes to this type of work because they're in their head. It's another layer of being in top of your head versus no, just take a breath. And we're here to be. We are here with amazing animals.
Yeah, it might actually be better for somebody like me who has no interaction and no experience 100%. With horses to come out there and just get to know a horse maybe for the first time or get to feel all the things. We talk all the time about how intuitive the horses are, how in tune with feelings and emotions and how they shift and move and how as you work with them or as your clients work with them, they get to know who they are through the horse. It's really amazing.
It is. And what's neat is that the horses act differently in each session. So when we're doing sessions every day, all day long, the horses are different because our clients are different. So I know the horses for who they are at their core. And so when they show up differently, one of our veterans, she named one of our black and white horses as Stoic because he was back to the people, stayed in one spot, literally didn't move for 2 or 3 sessions. And that horse was stoic. That is so not that horse. Usually he is in your lap, nibbling at your clothes, hey, here I am. Don't you love me? All up in the space. But for that client, having somebody that was there, but not really there and being stoic and not moving, that played into her story. And then she showed up differently one day and the horse showed up as his true self. And so I said, wow, this is a huge shift from what we've seen the last 3 weeks. What's different? And it was her that was showing up different. She was able to show up as that fun person that she is at her core. So then the black and white horse could come and be his funny self. So that's the amazing work. We can't script this. And we joke all the time. We can't. It's not me. It's the horses. I just happen to be here to put words to it.
The horses are doing the work.
Absolutely. Yeah. They do the hard lifting all the time. And we joke. My therapist and I will be sitting in a pasture and we're like, yeah, this is what we get paid to do. We get paid to watch butterflies, watch horses, help people, and enjoy the sunshine.
Do you ever, because I know you have other animals out at the farm. You have the llamas and chickens, right?
Chickens, dogs, cats.
Do you have any goats?
No goats.
Okay.
Nope. Mama P says no to goats.
Okay. But do any of the other animals help with any of the therapy as well? So you incorporate those too?
Yeah, it's really whoever wants to show up to session. So like we say, who's going to
show animals?
The animals. Yes, whatever animals want to show up. So our puppies usually are in all of our sessions. The cats come and go. But we've had foxes show up. We've had coyotes. We have incorporated daddy long legs. We've incorporated the butterflies and dragonflies. So it's really being open to who is ever around us, but also being aware of what's around us. Because when we're in our heads and focused in on all the bad or all the challenging, we're not aware of what's around. We had an amazing group. It was a girls group, and They were creating a story off the tadpoles in the creek. And that's what we did. If you look at everything as a potential metaphor and part of our story, anything can unfold. It's really fun.
And you're open to whatever it is, whichever way that somebody comes to healing. And you also do traditional talk therapy.
We do.
You can incorporate that as well. If that's
absolutely. Yep. We incorporate EMDR, which is an amazing and hard option for trauma therapy. I've done it myself. The light board is not my friend. It's my friend, but not really. But EMDR is eye movement reprocessing and desensitization. And that's a phenomenal tool that engages both sides of our brain that allows for the healing. We're able to incorporate that out with the horses. So there's a lot of different elements that we can incorporate out in nature, and it just engages the entire body.
And now that we're into fall, a great time to give Willow Equine or Soul to Soul Connection a try, whichever one you fall under. But for Willow Equine, you guys do accept health insurance.
We do, yes, because your office is just 60 acres instead of 4 walls. Yeah. So it's covered by insurance. We accept private pay. We try to make any option possible because you have to, we're getting into a hard time, and people, I know for me personally, I've had a lot of death that comes in the end of October, November. That's my hard time of year. And I know it. We have the holidays coming up. There's a lot of challenges that can come in this time of year, and knowing that you don't have to be in crisis to reach out.
Especially headed into the winter months, right? October, fall is so nice. Even until November, we have some really nice weather. But when you get into, like you said, holidays, if you don't have the family around you, or if you experienced a loss, and that just becomes magnified once you get into the holiday season, and then you're heading into the winter, we're more isolated, there's not as much to do, you're getting less sunlight,
less outside because it's cold,
right? So it's a really good time to reach out to you and start getting those things set up. What's the best way for somebody to reach out to you?
They really can go straight to the website, so healingwithhorseslkn.org, or you can always call and text at 704-237-0644.
And if you want to get to know Katie a little bit better too, check her out in Lake Number One magazine, but also pick up her book.
I know.
Yeah, published author. And I'm just
of a chapter of a book.
She wrote a chapter of a book. But I'm sorry. She's published in a book. She's an author. I'm going to say it. So you can also at Healing with Horses, LKN. You can also find the link to that book, also available on Amazon. Yeah. So you can get to know Katie and her story a little bit more too.
And it's a personal story. Yeah. It is. And that's all 20 authors that are in that book share their personal stories with the horses. So you don't have to be a horse person or an equestrian or a rider to really just understand the connection and the power that they have.
Okay, Katie, thanks so much for sharing that today. I really appreciate it. When we come back, we're going to talk with Dr. Scott and just get to know more about Bright Pediatric Dentistry. We'll be right back on the Lake Norman Woman podcast.
Dreaming of starting your own podcast but don't have the space or gear? The WSIC Podcast Studio has everything you need to bring your content to life. With multiple sets that can be tailored to fit your needs, state-of-the-art lighting, and camera equipment, you'll be ready to create high-quality content. Need a photography studio? We've got you covered with our professional cyclorama wall. Bring your own camera and let our expert producers handle it. Email social@WSICnews.com to schedule your tour today. The WSIC Podcast Studio, where your ideas come to life. Looking for deeper self-discovery and emotional growth? Soul to Soul Connection offers supportive space where horses help you understand your inner world in ways traditional talk therapy can't. Our certified professionals guide you through meaningful experiences that foster reflection, healing, and renewed perspective. Best of all, these services are offered at low or no cost for veterans, first responders, and their families. Learn more at healingwithhorseslkn.org and start your journey toward greater well-being today.
Shake things up, Lake Norman. Great design for you is here. We bring luxury interior design to life, specializing in stunning kitchen and bath renovations. From conception to completion, we handle every detail. Every project is unique. Our expertise makes the difference. Visit our downtown Mooresville studio by booking your 100% risk-free appointment today at greatdesignforyou.com. Design beyond your dreams.
Welcome back to the Lake Norman Woman podcast. We're getting to know Dr. Scott McLaren today, founder of Bright Pediatric Dentistry. He grew up in Idaho with a love for adventure, the outdoors, and community, and later discovered his true passion in caring for children's smiles. After serving a mission in Latvia, He pursued both business and dental studies, graduating magna cum laude from Creighton University School of Dentistry with top honors including the prestigious Dr. and Miss Philip J. Mashka Award. He went on to complete his pediatric dental residency as chief resident at Cincinnati Children's Hospital while also earning an MBA. With a career built on academic excellence and a heart for kids, Dr. Scott created Bright Pediatric Dentistry to give children a safe, fun, and confidence-building dental home. Now in Mooresville, he's on mission to make every child's dental visit full of smiles and maybe a little laughter too. Welcome to the podcast, Dr. Scott. Is that what the kids call you, Dr. Scott?
Dr. Scott, that's
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. All right, I want to talk about a couple of things. Number one, how did you get from Idaho to Mooresville?
Via Latvia.
So more, Via Latvia.
We'll pop over in Latvia. Yeah, how's that?
Well, I think I just decided moving east was best because I went from Idaho to Omaha, Nebraska.
Right.
And then Omaha to Cincinnati, and I guess this was
the
next stop. Yeah, it just made sense.
Much like when I first moved here, I just keep moving up one exit north every 2 years. So I started at exit 23, then 28. 23, 25. Now I'm at 28.
Oh, good. So I'll have you in Troutman pretty soon.
I know. I'm just saying. I'll just be up the states before too long. You never know.
As the city expands, you just kind of
What is it? Growing up in Idaho and now being in Mooresville, what's that transition been like for you?
It's been great. I think it's pretty similar. I think Idaho is pretty rural. I mean, most of my friends are now potato farmers, ironically. But just great small town. I love the small town atmosphere. Living in big cities is great, but I think that's just my true type of people.
And Mooresville gives you that kind of small town feel with the access to big city. You don't have to be a potato farmer if you don't want to be. I guess you could if you really wanted to be out here. I'm sure.
I don't know how well the potatoes would do in this clay.
They wouldn't grow out here.
I'm not sure.
Very well.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then I want to talk about the mission that you did in Latvia. Was that kind of what sparked your love for pediatric dentistry? Is that kind of where that idea came from?
I think aspects of it. I think when I got that opportunity to like serve people, I got to see a lot of differences between kind of the things that we have here in America and the opportunities we have, but also the disadvantages. And I think there's a lot of disadvantage here close to home. And I think it just kind of sparked that desire to like serve people and kind of make a difference where I could and make the most difference that I could. So yeah.
I have to imagine dentistry is a tough job. I said earlier I have terrible dental. I also cannot stand
most people.
Yeah, I have not pulled one tooth. My daughter is almost 20. I've never pulled one of her teeth.
No, I don't even want to see it. Natalie will come to me and she's like, "Look at my." I'm like, "No, I don't.
Don't show
I appreciate you and
yes,
you're not alone.
Her very first baby tooth, she was like 6-ish, somewhere 5, 6. And I was like, if you pull it yourself, the tooth fairy brings you $5.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, the tooth fairy was going to bribe her so that mom did not have to pull that tooth for her. So I really appreciated that go-getting in her she was after the money instead of the work that I had to do. So I really appreciated that. But working with kids too, like being a dentist, I would think would be a tough job, but working with kids and like, what do you do to help ease some of that anxiety? Because I have to think I'm sure there's some kids that come in very nervous.
Oh, very nervous. Yeah. And I think that's super common. I mean, it's a scary place. It's medical. So like what most kids are coming in experiencing in their past medical experience is like getting shots at the pediatrician. And so it's like initially they're pretty scared. So I think first, every patient is different. So there's no like script that we run with. And that's pretty different from like adult dentistry, I think it's different. So I have to like assess the patient, see what I can do to like relax them, help them feel comfortable. And then, we do a lot of things at the office. We have like TVs on the ceiling showing cartoons. We have like music playing. I don't dress like this at the office. I have like a t-shirt and I wear joggers and I wear always like kind of crazy basketball shoes. So I know parents sometimes may think, oh, this is like a little less than professional, but I don't want a child to come in and think, oh, this is a medical office. I want them to think, oh, this is a fun place to be and I can relax here.
You're cool and relatable.
Yeah, and you're working with kids, right? So you need to be able to get on their level, like literally be on their level. And like, my dentist wears cool shoes and fun t-shirts. And so it makes the visit and you feel less intimidating. I would think.
See, to me as a mom, I love that idea. Like being able to see that relatability, seeing that you have that passion and compassion for the kids, that makes you real. That makes you okay, my daughter is in good hands.
Yeah.
Do you have the parents stay, and I'm sure it depends on the age of the kid, but are the parents staying in the dental room with the kids, or are the kids going on their own? Or what
That's a great question. So I think historically it was like, okay, parents stay in the waiting room and we bring the kids back. I always have the parents come back. I love having the parents back for a few reasons. I think one, kids feel more comfortable when their parents are there and their parents are right there. And a lot of times we'll just pull a chair up and have mom or dad or whoever's there like hold their hands. And so they're comforting them along with what we're trying to do as well. And I think just in today's world, you just need that peace of mind as a parent to feel comfortable. I mean, you're trusting probably arguably the most important person in your life with someone else's care. So you need to feel comfortable with it.
And then what age range do you work with kids? Or do you have like babies who don't even have teeth coming in and they're like, should they have teeth, or where are their teeth coming? Or, is there a certain age that you start with?
Yeah. So the AAPD, which is like our governing body in pediatric dentistry, they recommend first tooth or first birthday to have them come in. And so that's what we do. Obviously, some parents are coming in a little bit later or don't know that's the time to come in, but that's the time to come in. And then we typically see patients through 18 with our special needs patients or special healthcare needs patients. Many times, some of those patients are a little too complex for like an adult dentist who doesn't have as advanced of training with those patients. And so we will keep those patients well beyond that. So maybe lifelong patients for those patients.
Well, it's nice to know that that's an option, because sometimes it's like, oh, well, you hit 18. Now you have to go find a whole different series of doctors. And if you don't have that trust factor, that's a hard shift that you have to make.
Especially someone who's special needs, where maybe routine helps them out too. And so changing up that routine can really just wreck their whole day, their whole year, really, if you're changing that up. So having someone that they trust and they know it's going to be fun, and that the parents can come in and sit with them too if they still need to continue to that past 18.
Yeah. And one thing we find in like special needs or special healthcare needs is a lot of times kids are like really well taken care of up until a certain point. And usually about that 18 point, they kind of start getting bounced around because people aren't like as active in their healthcare and active in their maintenance. I guess they're like upkeep, and it gets a little more challenging at that point. So that's like honestly the point where we want to stay focused on them and like keep them moving forward in the right direction and keep them on track. So
I do have a question too. You said first tooth or first year is when they should start coming in. I did not do that. I'm sorry, Katie. I didn't do that for you.
Well, Natalie was late getting. I'm trying to remember. Natalie was late getting teeth, so I don't think we were that age bracket.
No, but what are you looking for? First year, first tooth. What are you looking for? Just to make sure that everything's right?
Correct. Yeah.
Are there teeth in there?
Are there teeth? Yeah. Well, honestly, that is part of it. Just seeing like, okay, are there teeth in there? Other things are like pathology. So obviously there's things you want to catch early. In addition to that, a lot of cavities start just kind of like to your point. And I will say, I didn't take my son in until about age 3 or 4, like right in between there, because again, I didn't know till I started dental school. And I mean, you feel bad going in. I'm like, oh, I'm a dental student.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, exactly. But you just don't know. So you're unaware of the things you should be doing. So similar to that, we're kind of teaching, okay, here's like proper brushing, like when to brush, how to brush, foods to avoid. There's a lot of like common sense things that aren't common sense. And I think we get them in early, we explain those things, and it becomes common sense, and they can avoid a lot of like dental problems, cavities, things like that.
Yeah. I told you a story right before we started about my daughter had 9 cavities when I took her to the dentist once. It was not my fault. I did brush her teeth. I promise you guys, I am a good mother. She was doing asthma treatments, and I was having her brush her teeth, do her treatment, go to sleep. I didn't realize the medicine was affecting her teeth. So is that kind of the stuff that parents can ask you as well?
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of medications that cause dry mouth. Saliva is very protective for our teeth. So just kind of things that, to that point, like once they told you, you were probably like, oh yeah, well, duh.
Well,
now
I get
can,
it now.
yeah.
Now that I just, paid out thousands and thousands of dollars to fill 9 cavities and a baby root canal and 2 tooth extractions. Yes.
Yeah.
Poor Katie.
I know. Bless
I
her
know.
heart. She was a trooper though. And it was finding the right pediatric dentist for her because they had the TVs and the dentist was fun. The whole staff was fun too.
Yeah.
And I know that makes a big difference.
Staff is very different.
Just having like good interactive and the whole place. I think there were like games and things that they could play.
Yep.
And she ended up having like 3 or 4 treatments. And by the third one, she was like, "When do I go back to the dentist?" And I was like, "Okay, all right, we're doing okay. We're doing all right."
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. I want to come back though, and I do want to ask you about your staff and kind of what makes you guys different that you guys work together. So we'll be right back with more on the Lake Norman Woman podcast.
Dreaming of starting your own podcast but don't have the space or gear? The WSIC Podcast Studio has everything you need to bring your content to life. With multiple sets that can be tailored to fit your needs, state-of-the-art lighting, and camera equipment, you'll be ready to create high-quality content. Need a photography studio? We've got you covered with our professional cyclorama wall. Bring your own camera and let our expert producers handle it. Email social@WSICnews.com to schedule your tour today. The WSIC Podcast Studio, where your ideas come to life. Looking for deeper self-discovery and emotional growth? Soul to Soul Connection offers supportive space where horses help you understand your inner world in ways traditional talk therapy can't. Our certified professionals guide you through meaningful experiences that foster reflection, healing, and renewed perspective. Best of all, these services are offered at low or no cost for veterans, first responders, and their families. Learn more at healingwithhorseslkn.org and start your journey toward greater well-being today.
Shake things up, Lake Norman. Great design for you is here. We bring luxury interior design to life, specializing in stunning kitchen and bath renovations. From conception to completion, we handle every detail. Every project is unique. Our expertise makes the difference. Visit our downtown Mooresville studio by booking your 100% risk-free appointment today at greatdesignforyou.com. Design beyond your dreams.
Welcome back to the Lake Norman Woman podcast. Dr. Scott, thanks for joining us today. This has been so great getting to know you, getting to know about what you do and what makes you guys different. So I wanted to ask you, let's say a parent brings their kid in for the first time. What is that from the front door all the way to the chair? What's that experience like?
Yeah. So, first things first, you come to the checkout desk or check-in desk and, you're greeted. We do have in the front, we have games, video games to play. We have some really cool old school Nintendo like gaming systems in the front.
Cool.
Do you
Yeah.
take
How- where do you-
40-year-olds?
Can we just hang out?
Yeah.
Do you have Tetris?
Sometimes I do feel like the parents unfairly like hog the machine. So
Yes.
they are for the kids. But no, there's so many games in there, so they're so fun. And there's like a light bright wall. I built with one of my friends.
Wow.
It's awesome. It took way longer than I thought it would, like every project, but so just to try to kind of like relax the kids, and then you'll come back. One of our assistants will like kind of begin like the regular dental cleaning process. I think the big difference is, we don't just like jump right in with like kind of starting things. So we explain everything. We do a thing called tell, show, do. So we tell, we show, and then we do. So we never just like jump right in and say, hey, open up. And which I think we were kind of talking is like probably my dental experience as a kid
Right. That
too.
would have been my experience.
Sit down, shut up,
Yeah.
don't squirm, and don't bite me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're also listening to like person on the left, person on the right getting a root canal right next to you as you're sitting in the chair. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of, I would say, the big difference. And then after they kind of get, whatever they need, x-rays, cleaning, all of that, then I come in and I usually sit down and just kind of talk to the patient first. So I don't usually do the exam till we've kind of talked. And if it's a new patient, I talk longer, obviously. Once I know those kids, then we have something to talk about and we talk pretty quick and kind of get to it. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is you kind of talked about like dental anxiety and
100%.
current
I'm
dental
the queen
anxiety.
of it. I own it. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's my biggest goal is having kids leave and be like, okay, either maybe ideally I want to come back, but secondarily I'm okay coming back. And I think that's the biggest thing, just being okay with it. Because if we can do that, we can build on that. If we create a fear, it's kind of over, right? Like we have to really work back from that, kind of to your point and what you do, better than me, how that can be a lasting thing. So
yeah, and then it just promotes good dental health for the kid for lifelong, right? Because then they grow up as an adult who's not like Katie and I, who are terrified and have to take,
5 years to
yes. Well, so I have to take a little helper to get myself.
Or a lot of helpers.
Yeah.
My dentist said to me the last time, and it had been several years since I went, he said, Kate, your teeth look great. I said, good, I'll see you in another 5 years. He's like, no, that's not how we do it. I said, it's been 5 years. She said, my teeth still look great. I think I'm good for another 5.
Yeah.
But we don't want to.
But we don't want that to be the case,
kids, right?
Yeah.
Like I make sure my daughter goes every single 6 months because having a good dentist, having good experience, it just becomes part of your normal routine then, and you're used to it.
Yeah.
And it's another trusted adult. It's another trusted adult in their life that they can say like, okay, I'm going here and I know I'm safe. I know this is going to be quick, fun, easy. We're good.
Yeah.
Versus it be more traumatic.
And then eventually the moms can get where they can just drop them off, go grab a coffee, across the street.
And then we can play Nintendo while we're drinking our iced coffee.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
So tell us where you guys are located.
So we're right across from the Lake Norman Hospital in those like brick buildings. So 134 Medical Park Road. So,
great location for you guys.
Yeah.
And lots of access and easy to get in there, easy parking and all that kind of stuff over there too. All right. So we come to the place of our podcast every week where we ask our 3 favorite questions to all of our guests. Love to hear all the different answers. What is your favorite thing about Lake Norman?
I think that I love how courteous drivers are in this area. Like I feel like people will completely stop. So different. Yeah.
Really?
I just feel like people are so
Midwest
courteous.
Would be like super friendly too.
You would, well, I think maybe Midwest is a little more, but total West is different. It's just different. People are more, and I think that kind of speaks to the people here. Like people do the same thing out of their cars that they do in their cars. So I love that.
One of the things we say is people here wave with all 5 fingers when you're driving.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly
up
right.
north, it's just one.
You just get a select one when you're up north. Yes, absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah, I love that too. I think that's what a lot of people say too, especially people who have moved here from, I grew up here. Katie moved from
Massachusetts.
North, from Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, different up there.
It's a different environment. And even though we're a melting pot, somehow within all the melting pot of people, there is a neat layer of
We've
brought
you guys in.
Yes,
you guys
like that layer of southernness.
Yeah, taught you guys that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay, question number 2 is what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever received?
I'm trying to remember how it was said to me. Information ahead of time is information, and information after the fact is an excuse. And so I thought that was like great advice. So I always try to explain everything on the front end with patients, parents, because I do think like information ahead of time is information. So
yeah, and that's part of you called it what your look, show, do. Is
tell, show, do.
Yeah, that's part. I mean, is that part of why you brought that process into your practice?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it just trust is like the most important thing with kids, and if you lose that, it's very difficult to gain. And adults too, right? Anybody. But, I think just if you can't build trust, you can't have a good experience no matter what you're doing. So I think that just goes back to that. Yeah.
I feel like kids too can like see through fake so much quicker sometimes than adults.
Yeah.
They're like, just be honest with me. Like you don't have to put on airs or pretend like you're somebody you're not. Like I get it. Like kids are ridiculously honest sometimes.
Yeah.
Too.
They have no filter.
No filter whatsoever.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's neat too, though, for you to take the time to talk to the kids. Yeah. Because so many are and from our generation too, but they're talked over or they're talked around instead of sitting here and be like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is why we're going to do it. Talking to them as an individual versus talking around them or not talking to them at all. Yeah. That's instilling a level of respect that they may not receive.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my daughter had a pediatrician once who never talked to her. He only ever talked to me. And I was like, this is your patient.
Yeah.
Right? I'm here because she can't drive and walk herself in here. That's why I'm here. But this is your patient. You need to tell her what you're doing too. So I love that you incorporate that into your practice. All right, last question is, what's one of your core values?
I think honesty. I think kind of goes back to everything, but I just think honesty is kind of the golden rule, and treating others how you want to be treated. I think honesty is just the base, like kind of the bedrock of that. So,
and then that just builds on everything else. Too.
Yeah.
Like if you start with honesty, then that brings on integrity. It brings on, all the other things that come with that too. So that's great that you do that. And honesty with parents too, when you're dealing with your children. I mean, that has to be a big part of it. Yeah,
it's paramount. I mean, like I said, it's probably one of the most important, if not the most important people in our lives as parents. So yeah.
Yeah, and you have children as well?
I do. I have 3 kids.
Kids? How are they? Are you their dentist?
I'm their dentist. Yeah. So
sometimes a medical person will be like, I'm not going to take care of my own children. I'll send them to somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, my mom was a teacher. She's like, I'm never going to teach you girls.
That is different. I do think that's a challenging job. So I probably wouldn't do that too. But they're pretty good. But I do think, sometimes they will try to get away with more with me than they would probably with someone else.
I have one more question to you before we wrap up, but I have to imagine you deal a lot with braces or correcting teeth. Do you have orthodontists that you work with, or do you have one that you trust within the practice that you work with as well? Yeah,
we work with, I would say, several awesome orthodontists in the area. I don't do braces, but I do refer for it. So I'm kind of the person who's catching the issues that need to be addressed, and then I'm sending them on. So we have several great orthodontists in the area. Yeah.
So you're able to say like, hey, it may be time for you to think about braces for your kids, or you definitely need to do braces.
Yeah. They're because this kind of comes up a lot. Like, well, do they need them early or late? It's so dependent on personal needs. So sometimes I'm sending them at 7, sometimes I'm sending them at 12. So
it seems like it's so much earlier too. Maybe because it is more proactive with the younger ages going to the dentist. But like I was in high school, grade school, something like that when I had my braces, and like Natalie had them when she was little. And like kids seems like are getting them younger and younger and younger. But if we can correct these issues now,
they won't have to deal with
then you don't have to deal with them older. So that's fantastic. I think that goes along with that being proactive versus reactive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
If somebody wants to find you, make an appointment, learn more about you, where can they go?
They can go online to our website, call our number. They can follow our social media, and I guess look us up that way.
What's your website?
It is brightpediatricdentist.com.
Okay, and your social media, same?
I can't remember my handle.
We'll put it in the comments.
I'm not a media expert. Yeah, put it in the comments.
It'll be in the comments, guys. Social media links. It'll also be linked to this episode as well. So thank you guys. Thanks, Dr. Scott, for joining us on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Loved having you today. And if you're looking for a great pediatric dentist for your child, you can check out Bright Pediatric Dentistry, located in Mooresville. Thanks again, guys, and we will join you next week for another fantastic episode of the Lake Norman Woman Podcast.
Have a great week.